to The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, the podcast where brand new entrepreneurs come to life and could quite possibly be discovered. Join me, DJ Skoob, and the rest of the Skoobelievers as we help these new businesses become a reality. And now, away we go! Hello everyone, and welcome to Undiscovered Entrepreneur. I am DJ Skoob, coming at you from whatever device you happen to be listening to right now. So I'm going to give you a little backstory about what's going on here. I actually had another podcast called The Untitled Entrepreneur. Unfortunately, that one had to be cut off due to family circumstances and some other things that happened that I actually needed to rebrand and start a whole new podcast. Fortunately, with my new brand, I'm actually still able to use a lot of the content that I had originally started with, so we're just going to kind of keep going. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of background about myself first, in case you didn't catch it on the first round. So I am DJ Skoob, like I said. My real name is Jesse Blount. My background is mostly in sales. I was a 16-year car salesman for many other dealerships. On top of that, I have been a server for about 10 years or so now, and I'm actually still a server at this point. I'm also a EVS worker, which means basically I just take trash around all day at a hospital. So on top of doing this brand new podcast, I am working 2 jobs. But I'm not really fond of either one of them, so that's kind of where we're at there. I started this podcast kind of on a whim. I originally wanted to be a karaoke DJ and a music DJ, but I had a really rough time starting that out. I couldn't get the funds together. I had a GoFundMe page at one point, and it really bombed, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So after a lot of research, I read in a book. Well, I listen to my books. I actually don't read it. But, okay, I heard in a book that a good way to get a good start on a crowdfunding is to start a podcast to kind of broadcast what you're doing. So as I kind of dive into the world of podcasting, I realized how much I really actually liked podcasting to begin with. So I started doing more podcasting and learning how to do it properly. It kind of came about to the Untitled Entrepreneur. Did the Untitled Entrepreneur for about 3 months before I ended up having to rebrand. And the new podcast is what you're actually listening to now, Undiscovered Entrepreneur, which still kind of works for me because we are actually talking to brand new entrepreneurs that are less than a year in their business, that are yet to really even be discovered. I've actually had a couple that are only a couple months old, even had 1 or 2 that were only a couple weeks old. So my goal here at this point is to just kind of help these new entrepreneurs get a name for themselves, have them a platform that they could go to without being charged any money. Because, when you're first starting out at a business, every penny counts. Trust me, I know this from experience. So what I do in these podcasts is I ask them questions about their businesses, specific questions. And I kind of like the format of asking the same question because you always seem to kind of get a different answer even though you ask the same question to different people. So you'll hear me do a series of questions kind of repetitively, but always get some good content and some good answers from each of the entrepreneurs I talk to. So what I'm going to do at this point is just kind of let things go from before and start over again with this particular episode. So just want to thank you for rejoining me in case you're coming over from my old podcast over to my new one. And if this is your first time actually listening to my podcast, I really appreciate you taking the time to, sit and listen to me and see if we can teach you something, because I really want to have you learn something. That's really what this is all about. Not just to give the others, as far as new entrepreneurs, a platform to talk on, to advertise their business, but anybody that's listening that might be able to possibly learn something from it. So thank you very much, and I really hope this turns out really well. So far, it's actually been quite the adventure to have to rebrand. If you have any questions about anything, please contact me on my email, uepodcast2021@gmail.com, or you can contact me through my website, which will be uepodcast.net. And let's really make this program something to really talk about. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.